And welcome into To Your Health. You know, it's now springtime, it's full in spring, and it's the time of the year we start thinking about spending more time outside. And eventually you're going to have to put on those shorts, and you want to look the best you can look. And one of the big problems you may have is weight hanging on. Carl Schmidt's with us today from the Herb Shop. And Carl, a lot of times we are what we put on our body, are we not?
Right. We're the product of what we've consumed.
Mm-hmm.
Our health is that determined by that and those extra pounds. And many people just kind of say, well, it's their age or it's this or that. But you can be a healthy body mass and a healthy weight throughout your life.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that affect your metabolism can often be the lack of nutrition. Many processed foods, the processing removes key minerals like iodine is critical for thyroid function and metabolism. And how your cells produce power needs very intricate parts and amino acids that are made by the liver. And many artificial ingredients that are what we consider in junk food are going to make the liver sluggish, and there's what's called non-alcoholic fatty liver. And that sluggish liver can reduce your metabolism as well. So we have to be more aware of the purity and the quality of our foods, eating fresh fruits and vegetables, staying well hydrated, and then we may need to target minerals like iodine, and even selenium plays a tag team on how the thyroid hormones are relayed and the production of those. And good gut health, probiotics, and a diversity of probiotics plays in the whole part. There's actually a probiotic that they did a study where they took mice, they took a group of fat mice and they took a group of skinny mice and they did a fecal transplant, and that captures the probiotics from one group of mice and puts it in the other. So when they put the fecal transplant from the skinny mice into the fat mice became skinny. So we sell products that have these strains of probiotics that have been identified to help with weight management. And then the citrus fruits and other things that we can eat, citrus bioflavonoids help our skin and have more connectivity. So if we do get some sun on our skin, we're less likely to get burned or damaged from that because the vitamin C is a strong antioxidant. But we'd like to get that from real food sources as much as possible. And other things simple as like bone broth and protein helps give us collagen. That's also our skin needs a lot of. And it helps our skin look more toned and helps reduce cellulite. So there's a good diet can have a long benefit, and we need to start as soon as possible on these good habits. And that's where I like these probiotics that help you curb your appetite and help reset kind of your hunger signals.
Mm-hmm. But not only are you curbing your appetite, but you're curbing cravings for some of the wrong things, right?
And some of the cravings come from poorly managed sugar. The sugar burns for fuel, but it burns with insulin, and when the body opens up the cells to let the insulin in.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at a young lady's lab work yesterday, and her insulin was 90, and it needs to be 5, and but her A1C was 4.9. So It was just really almost like an impossible anomaly, but she had some other issues, and it was managing that insulin. Even on the standard blood work that a doctor orders, they have to write the word insulin in there and code it. It's not even pre-printed on the form. So, but diabetes is epidemic in America, and it's the mismanagement. Diabetes is insulin resistance, which means you have too much insulin to do the job. You need as little insulin as possible to maintain a healthy blood sugar. And so one thing is people need to ask for their insulin levels when they're having blood work done, because it's often overlooked, and we want that really low number. So as a simple way to remember, we want our A1C to be 5 and we want our insulin to be 5 is a good, easy way to kind of keep both of those in that low range. And that will help us, because if we require more insulin, we're going to be hungrier and we're going to binge eat and snack, and we'll have trouble with controlling our appetite.
So basically, diabetes can be, I don't want to say reversed.
Yes.
Yes, because a lot of times they say, well, you're borderline diabetic. Well, now you've made it. You're never going back. Now we're going to manage it.
Right.
Key term. Rather than...
Yes, I see people that get on medications for their sugar. The doctor waits until they get closer to 6 on their A1C. Then they get on the first medication. Then they're added a second medication. In the meantime, their A1C continues to increase. And then actually, I had someone in this last few days, and she said, "Well, the doctors now call me like not type 2, not type 1. Maybe I'm 1.5." And I said, because she'd been on this history of more and more medication. Now she has to have insulin injections and be on different diabetic medications. So it's made her malfunction
of your life
severely
is
on
brought
how
to
she
you
manages
by
her blood
Baptist
sugar.
Health.
And she feels terrible all the time too. So a good diet is always the foundation, and a good diet means is fresh from the farm as possible and as regionally and local as possible, and good quality water. There's no cheap substitute at a drive-through window that's going to get you good habits. You need to learn how to shop correctly and prepare things at home correctly.
Shop the outside.
Yes, the outside
Of the store, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that. Remember, it's the Herb Shop. They're located on Vaughan Road in the Peppered Free Shopping Center. Go on in. You can have yourself tested to find out where you may be deficient, and more importantly, they can put you on a plan to get you into great health. We'll be right back right after this.